Hello, this is going to be a how to create a blues sequence tutorial. So first of all we need to do some setting up. We're going to use some software instruments and a drummer track. So I need you to create please 3 tracks. So in this little box here we're going to click on 3 and then we're going to click create. Now I'm hoping before you're starting this particular video you should have watched the other video on how to create a second desktop so that you can control click with your right, so hold down control, click your right arrow and it should take you to this another screen adjacent to the one you've got and then back again. So you should run this video on one screen and Logic Pro on the other so you can flip between them easily. So here are my 3 tracks. I'm going to make these a little bit bigger so that we can see what's going on. And I'm also going to run a keyboard here, like this. And I shall play notes on the keyboard. Let me move it up a bit. So the chords are played around the middle of the keyboard, and the bass part will be played sort of lower down on the keyboard. So your chords in the middle. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to create a drummer track and then make sure it has 12 bars. So we go up here to track, up at the top menu, the third menu, and then you navigate to where it says new drummer track and you click on that and it should create you a drummer track. Now I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on, and also I'm going to use the zoom. Now there's 2 zooms. There is this one here, the one on the far up here. This is the horizontal zoom, which means you can open out the bars a little bit more. And this one's the vertical zoom, which means you can squeeze this bigger or larger. Now I'm going to create 12 bars. At the moment there are only 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to add another 4. Click at the bottom of this, not here. This is the loop maker. You need to click at the bottom of this little box here and create 12 tracks. That's up to 13. Up to the end of bar 12 is 12 tracks. And then you're going to move it all up to bar 3. There. Now at this stage it would be quite useful to have the chord sequence showing here, because we're going to divide this rather unhelpful thing into the right amount of bars for each chord. So I'm going to, here's the chord sequence, and we're going to make sure that this fits with this. So the first thing we need to do is to create what's called a command click tool. So here you need to change this thing to the scissors tool. Now normally you would be able to click on anything using this pointer, but if you hover above this bit of drummer track here, and if I press my command button, you can see that the cursor changes into a little scissor tool, and we're going to click there, holding down my command and then clicking at the end of 4 bars. So we're separating these 4 bars off. Then we're going to have another 2 bar section, so command, click, and then we need to go have, so this will be all chord 1, this will be chord 4, then we need another 2 bars of chord 1 again, so here we go. Then we need 1 bar of chord 5, command, and then click there. And 1 bar of chord 4, command, click there. And then we finish with 2 bars of chord 1 again. Now, this would be useful if it is color coded. The way you do that is you go to View, Show Colors. That'll give you this little palette here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to leave the chord 1s, this one here, and this one here, and this one here, this sort of yellow ochre colour. This one is going to be chord 4. I'm going to make that a sort of bluey colour. And then this is also chord 4, so I'm going to make that the same blue. And this is the odd one out chord, the chord 5 from if you look at the sequence. I'm going to make that a pinky colour. Now this is going to be much more easily manageable for playing chords in. Now next we need to add in some chords. So we're going to, I'll make this slightly smaller, and we're going to play in an A minor chord. Here's if I get on the right track, here's the A minor chord. Here it is, bottom note, middle note, top note. So an A and a C and an E. I've got another little pictorial version of it here so you can work out how to play the chords. And then we're going to play 4 bars of A minor along with the drummer. Don't forget you need to have this one, this counting illuminated, and this one not illuminated because we've got a drummer to keep in time with. So here we go. I'm either going to press record here, or in my case I'm going to press R on my keyboard, on the computer keyboard, which will start the record process. Here's chord 1. And then I'll stop. So there's my 4 bars of chord 1. Then I'm going to go to a new track, and then when we get to this bit, I'm going to play chord 4. Now to get to chord 4, come and look at this keyboard here. The bottom note is going to stay in the same place. This note is going to move up 1, and this one is going to move up 1 as well. So we end up with this one. Here's chord 1, here's chord 4, here's chord 1 again, here's chord 4. So there's my chord 4. Again, I've shown you a little diagram just down on the right hand side. And I'm going to put this here, making sure that I'm on this second track. Then I'm going to record. Here's my D chord. And then I need, at this point, to play another 2 bars of A minor. Here we go. Okay, now this becomes a little bit busier now, because at this point I have to play chord 5. So I'm going to do that on, again, a different track to this one here. Here we go. So chord 5 is, there's chord 4, which we know now. So we're going to just move all of the notes up 1 note. So from chord 4 to chord 5. And then we're going to play just 1 bar of that. And then we're going to go to this track again, and we're going to play 1 bar of chord 4 up here, following the pattern. And then we need to finish off with 2 bars of chord 1 again. So I'll put this in the right place. Notice if you put this a little bit to the left, can you see this is a little bit to the left? It's then going to give you a 2 bar counting rather than just a 1 bar. So try and get this exactly on the line. So here's back to A minor, the first chord. So now we've got our actual keyboard chords in. I'm now going to add a bass part. So you'll need to go to the 3rd track, go over to this side, click a bass, choose one of the bass sounds. I'm going to choose this stinger bass because I happen to like the sound of that. And now I'm going to add the bass part. I'm going to turn off or mute the keyboard tracks so you can exactly hear what I'm doing. Now the bass part notes are different, well, they're the same notes, but they are in a different position than the keyboard notes. So here we go. So I'm using the bottom note, middle note, top note, middle note, and then I'm doing that for as many bars as I need. Okay, so here we go. My bass part, bottom note, middle note, top note, middle note, and I'm playing it low down on the keyboard, so it's bass, a bass sound. So here we go. Bottom note, middle note, top note, middle note. Now at this point, I need to stop my machine and find the D chord. Now look down on the keyboard here. Yeah, again, I've given you another little picture on the right hand side so you can see the shape. Now notice it's not the same as the chord that I used. It's the same chord, but it's not in the same position as the chord I used for the actual chords. I'm playing it in what's called root position. So the bottom note, the middle note, and the top note. And you do exactly the same thing as you did with the A minor chord, separating the notes out. And here it comes. And then at this point I need to go back to the A minor chord. So here we go. And then here, 1 bar of the chord of E. Here is the bass part. That's the bass chord. Again, I've given you a little picture down here. So press record. And yes, there were only 4 notes played in that bar. Same thing here with a D minor chord. This has to be 1 bar. So here's the chord of D minor. We've played that here before, here. So here we record. And then back to A minor to finish off with. That's here. Now I've gone quite quickly, but you can always go back and watch each little bit again and again. A minor chord. Now, having done it like that, what's happened here? Okay, so having done that, I don't know why this is overlapped, but I think it'll still play the right notes. Now then, I'm going to now unmute these, and because this bit has the same notes as this bit, these bits will fit together. Here is the D minor the D section, bass part using notes of the D chord, the piano part using notes of the D chord, but in just a slightly different order. Back to chord of A minor here and here, and the whole thing should sound okay. Here, going to the D chord now. Back to the A minor chord. And then the E chord here. E. And then D. Okay, so the A minor chord is chord 1. So that note. Go up 4 notes from that. I'm going to move to a piano sound. A minor. Go up 4 notes from that. And that gives you the D chord, which is chord 4. Back to chord 1. Then you go to chord 5, 4, and back to 1. So that's the sequence. So you should be able to use this to recreate exactly what I've done. So start with the drummer, split it up, then add the keyboard chord notes, and then add the bass chord notes to match with the actual chord sequence. Okay. Of course, I can come and help you if I'm there, and I suggest that you watch a little bit of the video and then go and make it in Logic and then back to the video and so on. Good luck!